So, how exactly do you get started doing SEO for your junk removal business and your junk removal website? So, it's pretty obvious these days. You probably already know that one of the best ways for you as a junk removal business owner to start generating leads for your business is by having your business get found on Google's search engine. The whole idea behind SEO and making sure you do that correctly is the obvious thing that's always going to take place no matter where you live, no matter where you're providing those services. There's going to be a point when somebody actually needs junk removal services, hot tub removal, shed demo and removal, a garage clean out, whatever it might be. And one of the things they're going to do when they get frustrated and had enough with their junk is to go onto Google and type in junk removal services in their location, or junk removal services near me, junk hauling services around my area, a good junk removal service in my town, whatever that might be. And the whole idea behind that is to make 100% certain that you are one of those businesses that gets placed right in the pathway the moment they need those junk removal services. So, how exactly do you get started doing this? So, I'm going to show you guys some quick little things you can do on your website right now. It'll only take you about 10-15 minutes to go in there and start the SEO process on your website to start positioning you better, making sure you get found better, and hopefully push that Google Business Profile listing up higher on the search results. So let me show you exactly some of the things that you need to be doing. Okay, so the very first thing you're going to have to understand is how Google actually reads a page that somebody built online and how it makes its decision on where to place it when somebody types in certain things on Google. So, the best way to explain this is the moment that you type in something like this, junk removal Fresno, right? The instant you type that in there and hit search and hit enter, in essence, what Google will do is, in a way, it creates a filing cabinet of pages. So, when you pull out a drawer in a filing cabinet, all the folders inside that filing cabinet are labeled at the top, telling people exactly what's inside which one of those pages, each one of those folders. So, this is exactly what you need to do with your pages on your website. So, as you go through here and see the results, this is something that is called the SEO title, and this is the SEO description. So try to think about this as the tab in the filing cabinet, a folder in a filing cabinet, and here's a description of what's going to be on this page. And you can see this in every single one of these search results. That is exactly what takes place. And one of the reasons that Google places these 10 search results here in front of potential customers, because these pages have been labeled correctly. And a lot of these pages are connected to these listings here as well, which tell the customer that all the pages displayed here on this first page are pages that are properly titled and properly described with this keyword. So how exactly do you do that? So here's an example of one right here. You have to make sure, especially on the home page of your website, that you properly title it correctly for that service, which is junk removal services, and the location. So when somebody types that into Google, it makes it pretty crystal clear to Google that you want your page to be found. And you're going to see in the meta description, you have to make sure that you also place that city plus the service in that description to make it crystal clear to Google that this page is going to be about junk removal services in this particular location without making it sound really spammy or any garbagey like that. So let me show you how this is played perfectly for this business owner, this junk removal business owner. You're going to see junk removal Yuba City. There's this number one listing here, and one of the top websites as well is on the first page of Google. And it's right there because we titled that page correctly and described the page correctly. So how exactly do we fix this? It's actually quite simple. Every website builder, it doesn't matter where you're using it. You'd be using Squarespace, Wix, GoDaddy, whatever you got going on out there. There should be a settings called SEO settings inside your website, and then you change that on every single page. So in this example here, this website's built on WordPress using Elementor and Website Builder. You're going to see up here, it's right there in at the top right here. There's their settings section. There's the Yoast SEO. It's an SEO tool to adjust the SEO settings. And this is exactly where you change it. You see here it is, SEO title, and then meta description. You put that in there and make sure you put the junk removal services in your town, and make sure you add junk removal services in your town in the description as well. So the next thing you're going to want to do is that once you make sure your page is labeled correctly with the proper title and the proper description, And you got to make sure you do that on every single page of your website. The next thing you want to do is make sure you have the correct H1 title tag. It's a piece of code that Google reads when it crawls a website to tell it clearly what the entire page is going to be about, that specific page. And inside your title tag, it should mention your junk removal services plus your location, just like this gentleman has done in his location. You can see that right here. So the next thing you need to do is also add something called H2 title tags to reinforce and make sure that Google understands that, yes, you're a junk removal service company, right? But you also got H2s supporting that fact, right? So eHandy LLC delivers quick and insured junk removal solutions. Evansville, Indiana junk removal services. Here are some of the things we haul away. You see how those two H2 title tags support the main theme of this specific page. And the next thing you want to do is something called H3 title tags. Again, so when somebody clearly sees this website, even from a distance, it's clear as day exactly what this website's all about. It's about junk removal services. You got H2 title tags and you got H3 title tags that reinforce exactly what is in the industry of junk removal. For example, mattress disposal, furniture removal, appliances, move out, light demolition, yard waste. Totally depends on the services you provide. If you're a demo services as well, you can add that as well. So again, when Google crawls this website, it knows exactly what this entire page is all about. Okay, and the next thing you want to make sure you do on your website, this starts the entire SEO process for a junk removal website and business, is to make sure you have plenty of content written on your website talking about your junk removal services. My rule of thumb is to write about 1,000 words of content for the homepage of your website. I know that sounds excessive, but you need all that content to showcase and tell Google that you are an expert in your field, particularly in your location. So the more content you give it, the more Google will take your page seriously and see all the linking you've done inside the pages and all that stuff. And you need to do this on every single page. My general rule of thumb on some of the smaller pages, service pages, you don't need as much content, but your homepage should have about 1,000 to 15 words of content. And the way I design websites and structure them, it doesn't look like just gigantic blocks and walls of content. It's structured really nice, so it reads really well. Google sees what's going on, the customer sees what's going on, and you should rank well as well. And then so when you do that on a service page, like for example, hoarder page right here, you need to follow all the rules that I just mentioned on every single page that you do. Make sure it's the proper title, make sure the proper meta description, the H1 title tag, make sure you sprinkle in some H2 title tags right here. These are H2s, sprinkle in some H3 title tags, and make sure you have enough content to make it crystal clear to the search engine that this entire page is about this specific service, professional hoarder cleanup in your location. So that's exactly how you need to get started and structure out your pages on your website to start the SEO process and get your business found online. Now, does that seem like a lot of work? It kind of is, and it kind of isn't. If you're a junk removal business owner who's already structured your website, let's say you've got like 5, 6, 7 pages already structured out and built out, just going in there and fixing those title tags, fixing those meta descriptions, make sure you fix the H1s, H2s, and H3s on your website. That should be enough to get some traction going, start getting Google to pick up your pages, pick up your site, and hopefully start pushing that Google business profile and place it right there in front of the potential customers looking for junk removal services in your location. Follow those simple steps and you should be doing okay. For the long term, what I would recommend is building out more and more and more pages. I'd recommend building up maybe close to 20 to 30 pages, depending on your competition, where you're located, the number of other competitor junk removal services in your location. The more competition you have, the more pages, more of a website, more bigger, robust, I like using that word, robust website you're going to need in order to outrank your competitors and beat them out, especially in the organic map listings where most of the leads for junk removal will go, people looking for junk removal services. So if you guys need some help with any of this stuff, need some help with the SEO part of your website, you guys need help restructuring your junk removal website, go to the description below. I'll give you some information on the costs, pricing, on what it would take to get something like that built out for you, help you out with the SEO, and get you more business for your business and be the #1 junk removal service in your town, in your location, whenever anybody needs it, looking on that smartphone and looking on Google. So that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time.